Hello, and welcome to the International Baccalaureate Program at the historic Hillsborough High School, located in the central Tampa area of Seminole Heights. I am Mike McCulloch, the coordinator of the International Baccalaureate Program. It is my great pleasure to talk about our program and give you a virtual tour of our academics, our extracurricular, and student life here at the IB program at Hillsborough. I always say we are like a private school in the public setting because our school gives so much individual attention, so many tools for our students to be successful that you will be very pleased with it. Come with me as I give you this virtual tour of our phenomenal program. The International Baccalaureate program at Hillsborough High School has been around since 1990. We are the original IB program in the area, and we have been going strong ever since. Our smaller program of 350 students gives a lot of one-on-one attention to our students to help them be successful. Our goal is to build that foundation needed to be successful in college. No matter where you end up, our students will have the tools needed to be superstars in the academic world as well as the real world. You might be asking, what is the International Baccalaureate Program? Well, the International Baccalaureate Organization was created in the mid 20th century to help with ambassador families establish a strong educational system as the ambassadors moved from one country to another, so that they created this worldwide curriculum. So no matter where you are, whether it's England, whether it's Florida, whether it's Argentina, whether it's South Africa, whether it's China, the curriculum is the same no matter where they went. This allowed for their children to go from one area to another without missing a beat. As I mentioned earlier, the goal of the Hillsborough IB program is to help develop well-rounded students. You have to have a strong foundation to build a house on. Well, it's the same with education. You have to have a strong foundation for kids to excel from when they go into college and beyond. That's what we do by every class and every lesson. Our aim is to develop all these skills you see on the screen in each of our students. In my opinion, the academics of the IB program are far superior than any other college prep program around. Our students take 4 years of English, 4 years of world language, whether Spanish or French, regardless if they took it in middle school, 4 years of mathematics, starting with Algebra 2 and geometry, 4 years of social studies, starting with AP Government and then AP US History, and 4 years of science. In ninth grade, they take biology. In 10th grade, they take one semester of chemistry and one semester of physics, and then they choose which of these sciences they want to go more in depth in, and they have that science for the next 2 years. We also offer for all ninth graders inquiry skills class. This is a non-rigorous IB survival class. This class helps with developing skills associated with studying, organization, research, time management, mental health, awareness, stress management, etc. Then in the later years, they take a theory class called Theory of Knowledge, and then an IB elective class. Now, despite being in IB classes the majority of the day, the students also have the option to take traditional electives on our traditional side of the school. That includes classes like band, culinary arts, orchestra, journalism, ROTC, just to name a few. The IB program at Hillsborough High School is a school within a school. Our program has traditional block scheduling classes. What that means is that our students have classes of 85 minutes in length. These classes are on an A B rotation or day one, day two rotation. So they see these classes every other day. As you can see on the screen, Our students have 3 classes per day plus an IB research class. That IB research class is 85 minutes of studying, of doing homework, getting tutored, making up tests, etc. So that when they do get home, there's very limited homework that they'll have. So this allows them to do a lot of extracurriculars like clubs, sports, band, etc. What's also great is that being that we're a school within a school, we are on a totally separate schedule than the traditional side because the traditional side has 45-minute classes, whereas ours are 85 minutes. So that means our students also have a dedicated lunch that's only for IB students, as well as homeroom that's only for IB students. All our classes are IB students only. Another good part of our schedule is that our homeroom. When students enter the 9th grade, they are assigned a homeroom teacher. And because of the lack of turnover here at in our program, that same teacher is with them for all 4 years for homeroom. So as they enter as, scared 9th graders and they exit our program as strong, confident global citizens of society ready to go to college, our teachers become their guides, their mentors, their parents at school, basically. It's a great aspect of our wonderful program. Before we move on from academics, let's just go ahead and do a recap. Um, in our IB program at Hillsborough High School, we are part of the worldwide curriculum that's focused not here in the state or here in the country, but it is worldwide. Also, every day our students have their IB research class at study hall and also the rotation of the IB classes so that they have these classes every other day. They also have a dedicated lunch and homeroom for them. The IB survival class called Inquiry Skills will also help with building the skills needed to be successful in our program and beyond. Our faculty are very dedicated to our students and do offer lots of tutoring before school, after school, and during their study hall. And of course, you have me, the IB coordinator, who helps facilitate everything and ensuring that the kids are doing the best that they can. We also have a dedicated IB counselor who helps them with their college prep, as well as mental health issues, etc. We talked about our stellar academics. Let's talk about everything else that goes with high school life here in the IB program. Our IB students are not just academically superior, but they are also well rounded. They partake in a large amount of clubs, in sports, in community service, you name it, they do it. At Hillsborough High School, we have over 60 clubs dedicated to our students' interests and needs. It is highly important that our students get involved, and they do get involved. You could join as little as 1 or 2 clubs, or you could join as many as 7 to 10. Our IB students also partake in a large amount of sports as well as community service. We also have a stellar music program, art program, theater, and dance. Also, each year our students go on educational trips to Europe, Japan, Australia, and beyond. Here you can see some of our 60 clubs that are located at Hillsborough High School. These are some of the more popular clubs like HOSA, Model United Nations, Student Government, Mu Alpha Theta, Debate, you name it, along with our sports. IB students make up a large portion of our sports programs, especially in crew, volleyball, swimming, golf, soccer, baseball, tennis, softball, as well as all the other sports. Every sport has some IB students. So it is a myth if you think of IB as only academics, because our kids are well rounded. They aren't just focused on academics, they focus on sports as well as clubs. One of the fun activities that we do at Hillsborough IB is the International Day celebration. We want to celebrate diversity in our program and in the world. So each homeroom chooses a country, and then they do some research on that country, and they create a performance, food, and a display to celebrate that country's uniqueness. And then this culminates in a full day activity in January where we celebrate each country, the diversity found in our program, as well as celebrate the cultures around the world. Other activities that we do in our program, we have field trips that go abroad to Europe, to Japan, to Australia, as well as other great activities. Here you see our phenomenal students outside the classroom. You have our kids performing their winter concert in the upper left, our students doing tutoring at the local elementary school. And then in the bottom, we have in the center, you have our senior fun day, as well as at either side of that, you have the different clubs. The, the picture in the bottom left is our students in the Model United Nations celebrating a victory at Gatorman at the University of Florida. Here you see more of our kids outside the classroom. In the upper right, you have International Day. In the upper left, you have our soccer team as well as volleyball team. And on the bottom, you have candid pictures of the day in the life of our students. So, who chooses IB? Our students are the more engaged individuals in high school. The high school experience where we're not just focusing on academics, but the well-roundedness, the extracurriculars, the sports, the clubs, you name it. Our kids are also wanting to better themselves in the writing areas as well as being better critical thinkers and analysis. They want to succeed in life. They want to go to college. They want to do big things. This is why colleges really recognize the value of IB compared to other programs like ACE or Collegiate or AP. What are our students saying about the IB program here at Hillsborough High School? Well, they do feel like they are in a safe, caring environment, that they come to school each day to learn, to ask questions, and be great um, future global citizens. They also like the idea that they are part of a very strong tradition at our 100-year-old school, and of course, the oldest IB program in the district. They also like that we have the high pass rates, diploma pass rates. We are constantly over 90%. They also feel that with only 350 kids, with the average of 18 to 1, 18 students to each faculty member, that they get a lot of personalized attention, and that their faculty really truly cares about them. Last but not least, they also love that we have so many clubs and so many sports at the school, including we're only one of two schools, public schools, that has a crew team. So, what are the benefits of the IB program? Well, there's a lot. First off, when you're thinking about colleges understand the rigor of the academic curriculum that we have. We can we can go against that. We can't water it down or anything. This is an international curriculum. So they know that no matter where you're coming from, if you're in an IB program, it is rigorous. So that makes it very appealing to colleges. When colleges look at applications, they see that there's two baskets of students, IB students and everyone else. So this is why IB students are more appealing to colleges. Another benefit, probably the biggest benefit for IB students, is that by getting your IB diploma, once you take your IB exams in senior year and you pass them, you are you are going to get a full Bright Future scholarship, which means you get about 40 to $50,000 for any state school here in Florida that accepts you. That means your tuition is paid for all 4 years, even though our students generally enter college as a sophomore because they get so many college credits. Now, if you're not going to a Florida school or you're going to a private school, there's lots of scholarships out there for IB students. For example, University of Tampa, University of Chicago, they give large amounts of scholarships to IB kids. And of course, being that we're a small community, we have lifelong friendships that are developed within our student body. So, as we've gone over the academics and the extracurriculars at our school, everyone knows there are 5 schools that offer the IB program at the high school level. Um, they're very similar when it comes to academics. What a lot of them do differ is the size. For example, we are considered one of the smaller programs along with King, whereas Cress and Alonzo and Robinson, they're some of the bigger programs. One of the biggest differences is the location, really. We are centrally located, whereas everyone else is either in Plant City or near Plant City, or in the western part of the county, or in the southern part of the county. But either way, what we have at Hillsborough is that we have a strong commitment to excellence, that we will do our best and give as many resources to each and every student to help try to be successful. As we're continuing talking about data, here's the AP data for last year. In ninth and 10th grade, most of the APs that are taken at Hillsborough High School are our IB students. Even though we have a small program, when you compare it to all the other schools, we have the third highest pass rate compared to all other programs, just behind Newsome and Sherbury Crest, who have over 3,000 or around 3,000 students. Now, I think this tells you a lot about our rigorous, academically focused curriculum at the IB program in Hillsborough High School. So, who chooses IB? Well, our students are generally motivated, they're driven, they want to be something in life, they want to go places. They're like I said, academically focused. They want to challenge themselves. They don't want just an easy A. They want to challenge themselves and continuing to learn and grow. They also want to be with people that are like themselves. Even though we're a small community, we have lots of differences in our student body, but one thing we all have in common is that they all want to be here and they want to be successful. They're doing 29 different events throughout the county to promote our program. These are some of the same questions I've heard over and over again. Is it really that hard? And is there a lot of work? Well, if your child's going to go to college, they need to challenge themselves, whether it's taking a full load of APs or taking the IB course load. Either or, it's going to be rigorous, it's going to be difficult. Is it impossible? No. But what's great about our program is that a quarter of your day, a quarter of your students' day is spent in study hall. So that means they could get extra tutoring, they could do their homework, they could do extra studying, you name it. So when they leave our campus, their workload is very limited. Is it hard? It's going to be hard, but it's also very, very rewarding because of our small program. You're able to ask lots of questions and get a lot of answers quickly. And our students know that our faculty members are there to help in any way possible. Do I know it's the right fit for me? Well, one of the best ways to know that is through shadowing. We have been shadowing for the last 2 months. We are continuing to shadow in the month of December and January. If you want your child to shadow, which means that they're going to go and experience life in IB as they follow a ninth grader, well, they could sign up for shadowing in December and January. What about AP classes, dual enrollment, FLVS? Well, in ninth and 10th grade, our students do take AP classes, but they also sometimes want to take dual enrollment in FVLS. I tell them no. I tell them there's no need to take dual enrollment in FLVS because remember when you enter college, you're maxed out at 40 to 45 credits. already by all your IB courses, you're going to be around that mark as it is. And then you add in your AP courses from 9th and 10th, you're going to be around that mark. So there's no need to take extra classes outside of the ones that we offer. What do colleges prefer? Well, I answered that before. They definitely prefer the IB students. Here you have the university acceptance rates based on the U.S. News and World Report, a college edition. As you could see, we have the average acceptance rates for non-IB students, and then the average acceptance rate for IB students in the state of Florida. At the University of Florida, which is considered one of the prestigious public schools out there, the average acceptance rate is at 24% this past year. While for IB students, they had an acceptance rate of 58. That's more than double. FSU, same thing, 24% and 71%. That's almost triple. USF, 43% acceptance rate to 93, and so on and so forth. Notice that IB, without a doubt, has a large amount of benefit for their students. Like we just saw, here's more university acceptance rates, but this is for outside of Florida, such as NYU, Georgia Tech, Cornell, Johns Hopkins. One thing that you should notice is the trend that in most places, um, the trend is much higher for IB students to be accepted into these schools compared to non-IB students. So, how does the district choose the students for Hillsborough High School IB? Well, they look at grades first. They look at grades for 7th grade and the first part of 8th grade. They look at test scores for 6th and 7th grade, and they look at the current placement for math. All students must finish Algebra 1 by the time 9th grade starts. They put all this information together, rank the students, and this is how they choose who's going to enter our program. How do you apply? Well, the application period runs from now through December 7th at midnight. It is open to all current 8th and 9th graders that want to apply. You are able to apply to up to 5 magnet schools, 2 of which can be IB. Of course, you're going to apply to Hillsborough, but then it'll also, when you apply, it'll let you know whether transportation's available or not. Once you submit all this information, then in late January, early February, you'll be able to see if you have an offer or not. And then if you accept it, then your place is secured in our program. Now, with that said, if you are coming from a private school or out of district, you need to make sure that your school sends in your child's transcripts. Without those transcripts, your child will not have an opportunity to be in our program. As I mentioned earlier, one of the best ways to really see how the program is for your child to shadow for the day. What occurs is that your child will come in, be paired with a 9th grader, and they're going to go to all the same classes that 9th grader is going to. This is a good opportunity to see if this program, a rigorous college prep program, is good for your child. Right now, I currently have openings in December and possibly in January. You just have to scan the QR code. If you're interested for more information, we have a few different sites that are associated with our program. We have the HHSIB Alliance page, which is our parent organization. We have some videos that students have made in the recent years, and we have our Instagram page. Feel free to look through them. I want to thank you for watching this video, and if you have any further questions, feel free to contact me at the email listed on the bottom here. Just a reminder that the application period ends December 7th at midnight, so please get your applications in for the historic Hillsborough High School IB program. Once again, thank you so much. I'm Mike McCulloch, the IB coordinator. Have a good day.